I was experimenting with several ideas on how to get the teenagers excited about the stock market. So I thought, why don't I start with my 14-year-old daughter? I told her to make a list of all the brand names and the company names whose products and services are familiar to her in her daily life. The objective was to help her think about the stock market in a more constructive way. This video will explain the findings of this study. Hello, welcome back. My name is David Das. In this channel, I talk about building wealth and income from the stock market. Please read the disclaimer. This video is for educational purposes only. I am not a financial advisor. Please do your own research. Before looking at any numbers or any fundamentals, such as income statements, balance sheets, and cash flow statements, let's look at some of the foundations of Warren Buffett's approach to finding good companies. I can summarize them into 5 main points. Number 1, only stick to companies we know. For example, Starbucks means coffee, Boeing means planes, Nike means shoes. Number 2, will this company has a chance of surviving in the next 5 or 10 or 15 years from now? Number 3, understand how a business made money in the recent past and if it would continue to make money in the future. For example, Apple makes money selling iPhones and MacBooks, McDonald's selling burgers, Starbucks selling coffee. I'm just keeping things simple. They have other revenue streams, I'm sure. Number 4, only buy good companies at a discount or which are on sale. Can you explain what this company does? The above strategy is not particularly complex or challenging to understand. We make it more difficult for ourselves. I have also read in the past that I should be able to explain a stock or a company that I want to invest in to a kid. For example, if I say Starbucks, most of the kids will know that I'm talking about a coffee company. So I have decided to use this logic in a reverse fashion. Let the kid tell me the brand or the company name first, and then I will start my research, if that makes sense. You can try this at home and see the results for yourself. My teenager daughter went beyond her comfort zone and managed to make a list consisting of 117 brands and company names that she knows. She definitely deserves a big credit, and I want to thank her for her efforts. This is her first stock selection exercise of her life. After going through the list, I found there were 103 publicly traded companies. As expected, these are common household names. Based on this information, I created a stock watch list, which I will explain next. This is the watch list I created on Google Sheets based on the information I obtained from my daughter. You can have access to this watch list. Please stick around and I will tell you how. My daughter initially had a list of about 115 plus company names. Few of them were not publicly traded companies. This list contains about 78 US companies and 25 Canadian companies. But first, let's focus on the name and the symbols. As you can see, all the names are pretty much familiar to all of us. But I have helped her put some of the information together. For example, in her notes, she mentioned Tim Hortons and Burger King. The parent company of those brands are Restaurant Brands International. Same thing happened with Yum Brands. In her notes, she had KFC, Pizza Hut, and Taco Bell. And as you can see, there's a list of about 78 US companies and 25 Canadian companies. But keep in mind that some of these stocks are traded both in US and Canadian exchanges. Now let's look at some of the features of this watch list. As I mentioned before, this watch list is very interactive and you can customize it to your needs. For example, you want to add Tetra Tech, ticker symbol TTEK. Just type it in and you can see the information is uploaded automatically. If you want to add Intel, INTC, just type it in, press enter and see how the information is uploaded. So let's go back to Apple. And now let's look at some of these columns. And this is the price of Apple stock today, 171.14. This is a 365-day chart. These are all calendar days. So we are looking at 1 year chart for each of these stocks. Say for example, if you want to see a 2-year chart, just type in 730 and you will see a 2-year chart. Let's say we want to look at a 30-day chart. Let's type 30. The next column is the change, that means the change in price from the last trading day. And this is the change in percentage. So the price of Apple stock 5 business days ago was 179.45 and today it's 171.14. So you can see the price has decreased by 4.6% in a 5-day period. If you're looking at the price of the stock 10 business days ago, for Apple it was 161.84. Right now it is 171.14. So the price has increased by 5.7% in a 10-day period. And you can change any one of these based on what you want. So for example, if I want to see the price of the stock 20 business days ago, for Apple it was 160.55 and today it's 171.14. So the increase is, we can find it here, let's type in 20. So in the last 20 business days, the price of Apple stock has increased by 6.6%. Then we have the 52-week high, 52-week low, 12-month return, price to earnings ratio, earnings per share, and volume of shares traded today. Another cool feature of this watch list is you can sort according to your needs. For example, if you want to sort this watch list by price, let's select the watch list first. So I have put my cursor on symbol and I'm scrolling down to the bottom of the watch list. And I select this last. And then I go to data, sort range, advanced range. Data has the header row, click, and I'm sorting by price. So I pick price and I'm going from high to low and I do sort. Now if you look at the data, everything is sorted by price. So Amazon is at 3,400, Google is at 2,800, and so on and so forth. So you will have access to this interactive watch list. It is highly customizable. You can add and delete stocks as you wish, and you can create your own watch list that you can monitor. You will have access to this watch list for free. The access details are provided in the description box below. I think you will find this watch list to be very useful. Please let me know. That's pretty much it for this video. I hope you had learned at least something. I learned a lot and I had lots of fun making this video. I want to thank my daughter to make this happen, and I also want to thank you all for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.